It is a Sketchy Sunday over at Traci Reed Designs. And there is the sketch for this week. I will have her blog linked up below so you can come and play along if you like. I am going to be working in my book journal. I'm going to be doing a roundup. So at the end of the year, Goodreads is awesome, and they tell you like what's the longest book you read, what's the shortest book you read, which one was the lowest rated that you read, which was the highest rated, all that kinds of stuff. So I'm going to use those little statistics to create my layout today. I'm just going to add one, and that would be my favorite book, the book that I thought was the best from all the books that I read this year, the one that I liked the most. So I'm starting off with some 4x6 cards. I'm going to be working with the Ex Libris Galaxis collection. That's a mouthful. I will also have that linked up down below. It is gorgeous. It's actually the first collection from Traci Reed that I bought, and I adore it so much. So I was super excited to get to pull out all these beautiful products and play with them again. From the collection, I am just going to use the 4x6 cards and the die cuts and some tags. And then not tags, labels. I'm going to use some labels. And then to add a bit of something that's not paper to my layout, I have some cork stars and some stamps off to the side. But we'll get to those later. First off, I'm going to go ahead and go through all these 4x6 cards and choose some strips that are going to be landing areas for all 6 of my books. There's no math here. I didn't measure anything. I just trimmed them up till I felt like they fit. I am going to go ahead and match up each side of my spread. My reason for doing this is very simple. It is that I want to make sure that when you open my journal, the strips line up kind of like it does in the sketch. What is really cool about this sketch is that it is actually a sketch kind of created for a Life Crafted album, which is what I have my book journal in this year. So that worked out really well. And so I'm just going to line all these papers up. You can see I'm kind of trimming them down, making them work for each of these 6 areas on this spread. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and take all of my books and I'm going to mat them using more of these 4x6 cards. I chose ones that were a little bit more solid so I could have a nice pop of color behind each of my books. And each of these books are approximately 2x3. They're actually a little smaller than 2x3. So what I do to get these small photos is I put 4 photos into a collage onto a 4x6 canvas, and then I print them with a white border, which makes them just ever so slightly smaller than a 2x3, but it will be perfect for this spread, which includes lots of photos. And I use the Project Life app for those canvases. You can find those canvases that do 4 photos on a 4x6 canvas in that program. Now that I have all of those photos matted and in their allotted spots, it's time to do so much stamping. So each of these books is going to get a label, and on the label there will be a stamped word. I am going to be using this nice small alphabet. This is from the Paper Person shop, and I know it's not available anymore, but it kind of looks like a typewriter font. It's super cute. I think Citrus Twist has one very similar to this that would probably be in stock maybe. I am going to use my Misty to stamp these tags or these labels. I keep calling them tags and they're labels. I'm going to use my Misty to stamp the labels. That way I get a nice, crisp, clean impression. And I'm going to stamp using my Midnight Black ink from Catherine Pooler. I'm going to use this ink because there is a lot of black in this collection, and I want to pop those words off of the white labels. I am not going to use the door to my Misty. I'm just going to use the mat that nice foamy matte underneath. That will give these letters a nice crisp, clean impression. And an acrylic block, because I'm going to be changing out the letters so much. And I know that I can get a nice impression without needing to stamp twice, because these are nice small stamps. So I can apply good even pressure to them. I didn't leave all of the stamping in because that would just be a lot of stamping and very repetitive for all of you to watch. But the labels will say shortest, longest, popular, rated, and fave. And then I'm going to go in with my pen. And above those labels, I'm going to add the smaller words. So at the end, these labels say longest or shortest, longest, most popular, lowest rated, highest rated, and my fave. And now I'm going to take those labels and some of these die cuts, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of add the little die cuts to some of these sections. I almost used each section. In my head, I kind of attacked each section almost like they were their own little layout. The title of these 2 pages is going to be my book review, because I had that in the sticker collection in the die cut pack, and I was like, yes, perfect. I didn't have to worry then about trying to fit in more typography, more letters into this already full page, and I could just add that little die cut to the top left and it will work as my title. So on each of these little sections, I'm pretty much adding the label, maybe another die cut, and then these cork stars. These are really old cork stars from my stash, but I was super excited to get to use them on this page because they add a lot of texture and a lot of something that isn't a flat sticker, but without a lot of bulk. They're not super bulky. They're quite thin. So each of these little sections is going to get at least one of those cork stars and a die cut or a saying or something from that collection. And I'm just going to move through each one and get them down. One of my favorite die cuts in this collection is this kind of e-reader. I love it. In fact, I have someday I'm going to print one really big and use it as a frame, because I do around a book, because I do actually read the majority of my books as ebooks on my iPad. I love books. Don't get me wrong. I love real paper books, but I'm a very minimal, clean kind of decor person. I don't like a lot of clutter. So the fact that I can have 80 some books on my iPad and not have to dust them is a huge win for me. So I'm trimming off the edges, and that is where we are going to call this one done. Just got to get it into my Life Crafted album. If you are looking for a fun printable hybrid collection, this is it. I love this collection so much. Be sure to head over to Traci's blog, check out everything everyone did with this beautiful sketch, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye.